Hey guys, welcome to the second episode of Geek News. I'm Cam.
I'm Tad.
And this episode will be nothing but...
The Hobbit!
Yay! Okay, I want to go on and do a few explanations before we get started.
Please.
Okay, so we had originally filmed this, so this is our second time filming this, but something happened to our video where it just, deleted itself and it wasn't working.
Yeah.
So
now it's late. It's cold.
Yeah.
But we're gonna do this.
Mixed with, we will not have a halftime game this time because we, once again, already filmed it.
Yeah, I know, we already filmed it. We used all the stuff, but the video got deleted.
We will be doing a second halftime game, either in the third episode or a special, just a halftime game. We'll do something. So, to get started, we saw the Hobbit Battle of the Five Armies last night.
Oh my goodness.
It was
fantastic.
Amazing. I absolutely loved it.
Fantastic.
We had
my eyes watery. Keep going. It's all good.
We had a group of friends go all together. There was 8 of us. 3 of us were dressed up. I was included as one of those dressed up.
I didn't dress up.
I'm special.
Oops. My bad.
But so, fair warning, in this episode we will be talking about spoilers about the movie.
Spoilers. It's got big thing. Spoilers. It's right there. You see that?
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Right there.
Alright, it's a lot of this is going to be spoilers.
So, fair warning, if you don't want to watch, go watch the actual movie and then come back and watch the video.
Go watch the movie. See, that gives you an excuse. Go watch the movie. Why don't you watch the movie yet? Go watch the movie.
Yeah.
Go watch the movie.
It's amazing.
Then come back.
Yes.
Then come back. Geek News.
Yeah.
Come back, watch us.
Okay. So, I guess we'll start our review at the beginning of the movie.
Okay, the music. I'll let you start off so I can have some water.
Okay, so the beginning of the movie takes place as you might think. Smaug heading into Lake Town.
Keep going, I'm listening.
Okay, so as you might think, Smaug heading into Lake Town, ready to destroy the entire town. Chime in anytime.
Oh, hey, I was letting you take the show. You're going pretty good.
But
I'm tired. I can't help it. Keep going with the review.
So we're in Lake Town. Smaug is destroying it. We have... So remember, we said spoilers. This is your last chance.
Yes, last chance. Click away because we all know how the second Hobbit ends.
Yep.
Smaug just comes out. He's ready to destroy Lake Town like Cam was demonstrating. But pretty much, here's how the Battle of Five Armies works. How the second Hobbit ends is you immediately pick up right into it. It's game on from the start of the movie. And I mean, it's a good... How long was it about?
It was... That movie was...
Well, I meant like the beginning opening scene was like 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Yeah, I'd say maybe 10 minutes.
A good 10 minutes.
A good 10 minutes of Smaug destroying Lake Town.
Yeah.
And then, if you've read the book, you obviously know that Smaug was going to die.
Yes.
So you get to see Smaug's death, which, I don't want this to sound weird, but it was really cool.
It was cool. I mean, that was cool. That was really cool. And then, see, what I liked about this is a lot of people are going to say that the opening of the Battle of Five Armies is the ending of the second Hobbit. And some of it's true, but honestly, it's one great kickoff to the movie.
And it doesn't actually say Battle of the Five Armies till Smaug is dead.
Yes, once he's dead, we pretty much come back to the dwarves over at Erebor.
Mm-hmm.
And the dwarves are watching the distance, so you go like, oh, the dragon, he fell, I saw him, he must be dead.
So then they enter Erebor realizing that it's safe.
Mm-hmm. And then, we have the Battle of Five Armies come up. And then, to me, that's when the Battle of Five Armies starts. See, that's, I guess, my opinion. I mean, it started, but...
I understand.
Yeah, but then, to me, the Battle of Five Armies starts from there. Would I change the opening? No, wouldn't change it. Because people are going to say that, but when you go watch the opening...
It's amazing.
Amazing. It's ridiculous how good it is.
That, and then let's talk a little bit more about Smaug and Lake Town.
Yeah, which that's how amazing that was.
Well, it's beyond amazing. But, so we can talk about certain things later without having to come back.
I know, yeah. That happened a lot in the last video.
Yeah.
We had to keep coming back.
What we're learning now.
We're learning. We're trying.
But one of the things is you actually get to see the master of Lake Town.
Yes.
He dies.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, we won't say how he dies.
You have to go find that out for yourself.
But it's good. It's good.
It was good.
Yeah, because he's trying to flee the town, with all the treasure and
he's
everything.
Not caring about the people.
No.
He's just got this like giant ship full of treasure.
Oh yeah, I want one. But so pretty much by the end of it, because we also see Tariel
with Killy,
Philly,
and the other dwarves.
And because there's 4 dwarves.
Yeah,
yes,
four dwarves.
Four and Tariel, and then we see them leaving
with Bard's children.
Yes, with Bard's children. Because you also see Bard break out of prison.
Yes, which was a really cool way he
that was
broke out.
Cool, yeah.
Mixed with, you get to see him like in this bell tower starting firing arrows at Smaug.
And then, obviously we all know regular arrows can't penetrate the hide of
the dragon armor.
The dragon. So we all know the black arrow.
Yay!
And then, finally, his, if you remember, in the second film, Bard's son hid the black arrow in one of the boats. By the end of Lake Townish, kind of demolished, Bard's son ends up getting the black arrow and brings it to Bard.
Which, to be honest, I loved the way, I'm not going to say how, because this is something you have to go watch the movie for, but I loved the way they made Bard shoot the arrow.
See, at first, I didn't know they were going to do that. And
I didn't either.
Because it's very cool. And to me, I felt like it was a very emotional scene between father and son right there. Because it's just, to me, I felt connected to the characters at that moment.
It makes you feel what they're going through in that time.
I felt really right here for them. It was good.
Okay, so I guess we're moving on a little bit. We get to talk about, now Lake Town's destroyed, Smaug is dead, and the people of Lake Town are gathering on the shores, taking refuge from the desolation of Smaug.
Yeah, see what you did there, guys. So pretty much when they come back to the shores, Killy, Philly, all those dwarves right there, the 4 of them, obviously they gotta go back with Thorn.
To Erebor.
They
gotta go back with Thorn. But before they do, okay, so one of the things we asked you in the last episode was, whose side were you on? Were you on Team Killy or Team Legolas?
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
We said we were on Team Killy.
Killy.
And right before Killy goes with the dwarves to Erebor, he gives Tadiel his moonstone with
good.
his promise to come back.
Oh, of course, because it's Killy and Tariel.
And
it was great.
that was just like a moment where I'm like, oh, see that?
Yeah, I know. And then, but during that moment when Killy's doing this, before he hands her the promise, Legolas
is like standing right behind
her. Don't mind her laughing. Okay, but Legolas is standing right behind her. Tariel's like, oh my goodness, Legolas just heard this. Oh boy. And then Killy, he's just like, first he just kind of storms off, kind of deal.
Then
he turns around
and gives her the stone.
He says,
this is my promise.
This is my promise. And I was like, right there, man. Right there. Yep. And then by the end of it, the dwarves head back to Erebor to meet Thorin.
And then we have Bard, who's kind of taking control of the people of Lake Town and
since the master's
taking charge and helping them. They decide that, you know what, Thorn promised us to share the treasure. We need to go get it so we can rebuild Lake Town.
Yes.
And so now they're all heading for Erebor as well.
Yeah. I know it. And then when they're heading towards Erebor, they end up, we all know the town of Dale. So they take refuge in Dale. That's where they decide to kind of hold up. And then Thorin and all of them, they're like, hey.
They noticed it in the middle of the night and decided to start barricading Erebor, which is something I never caught before, but it's actually in the trailer.
I didn't know that until
we watched it.
Until you watched it, I was like, oh, wow, that's why they did that. That's why they're doing this. But they end up barricading themselves overnight. And
also over that night, the elves, the Morkwood elves, the woodland elves show up, ready to also...
Sorry, it's not good.
It's good. Ready to also head to Erebor for the treasure, because they had the white gems of starlight in there that King Thranduil wanted. Yep.
And since the news is spreading of Smaug's death, everyone's like, hey, eyes on Erebor. Hey, let's go get the treasure.
So we have all of this happening, and to stop a war because King Thunderdale was ready to attack Erebor for the gems.
He was like right there. What was that? Was it at noon or when was he said
they were going to attack at dawn?
Dawn, yeah, that's right.
But so Bard decides, let me at least try talking to Thorin before, like, to stop war. So he goes over to talk to Thorin in his barricaded Erebor, like all
fortress little thing right here.
And Thorin, like, is ready for war. Like,
so
he does not want to share the treasure whatsoever.
So Bard comes up to, Thorin, and he's like, you
promised us our half.
Yeah, you promised our half the treasure. And Thorin, well, we all kind of know Thorin in this movie. He's kind of more of the bad guy kind of deal.
Like, he's becoming a jerk.
Yeah, it's a good way to explain it.
You love him in the first two because, like, you see his, like, relationship build with Bilbo and, like, all that. And now he's, like, this jerk. Yeah,
you start getting mixed feelings about him, but at the end of the day, you still love him, but it's just... definitely. At the end of the day, you're like, Thorin, come on, man, why? Why are you doing that? But, well, because of the dragon sickness.
Yeah, because of dragon sickness over the gold.
I mean... So pretty much Thorin is like, no, this is our treasure,
This is mine.
Hands off. And, why doing this all, all the dwarves are looking for the Arkenstone.
Yes, the whole time.
Yes, the whole time.
But if you've also read the book, then this whole time Bilbo actually has the stone.
Indeed.
So he's seeing how Thorin looking for this thing, it's driving him crazy. So...
Yeah, because then the whole time Bilbo has it, he's debating... Should I give it to him? Should I give it to him?
Like, is it going to help if he has it, or is it only going to make things worse?
Yeah. And so what is your opinion? Do you think if he would have... Well, should I go on and say that?
Yeah, you can go on and say it.
Well, like, what's your opinion? Do you think he should have given him the stone there?
To be honest, if I was putting myself in Bilbo's situation, this is someone who you've saved their life, they've saved your life, countless times.
But even though you're seeing them being corrupt.
Yeah, like, you seeing them this thing, this one gem is corrupting him
like the one ring.
So to the point he can't think of anything but basically becoming king under the mountain and having the treasure.
And see what that reminded me of is with Frodo. All he could think of, oh my god,
the ring.
The ring, the precious. Hey, this is this, and it almost echoes.
Yes, what's
going to happen? Yeah, what's to happen later on in the trilogy. And I thought that was very cool because. But I guess it was just a good foreshadow right there.
I like the way they did it.
It was good. It was very good. And so by the end of it, Bilbo has the stone, the Arkenstone, and decides not to give it to him. And he ends up going into Dale
and giving it to King Thranduil and Bard to trade for their part of the treasure.
So Bilbo is trying to almost like
make things right.
Yeah, like trying to do a little treaty there.
Now, one of the things that we didn't get to talk about yet, which has already happened, is Gandalf is still locked up in Dol Guldur.
Oh, I always keep forgetting about that.
I know.
Even in the last video. Yeah, in the last video, we're like, psh, oops.
Right over that.
But yeah, we started us off.
Gandalf, as we know, was left in the cage dangling over the cliff, and as he's in there, this orc comes up to him and is like, don't think I've forgotten about you, and pulls him out and is ready to kill him.
Big time ready to kill him.
And as he's getting ready to kill him, Galadriel comes up, and just this power comes out of her that you've never really seen before.
I know you've never really seen her kick some butt.
Yeah,
and
until
this was
now.
your first time seeing her kick some butt, and that was pretty cool.
Yeah, she did an awesome job.
So she ends up saving Gandalf, but...
Then she gets surrounded by the Nine.
The Nine. Oh my goodness. When that scene happened, I was just... nerd. Big time. I was a geek. I was an ultimate geek beyond geekiness. Right?
We were
Assistant
very happy.
One over there? Assistant One confirms that I was the geek of all geeks at that movie theater that day.
Oh, please. I was the one dressed up.
I was the one screaming like a little girl.
I was the one crying the whole time.
She does one. Well, I had an excuse why not to cry.
Yeah, he had an excuse. I didn't. So
my girlfriend was there.
He had to stay strong.
I had to stay strong.
Yeah. I was alone. I just needed to cry. So, anyway... She's rescued Gandalf, but then she gets surrounded by the Nine, and you think that she's all alone, and then as we see...
Yeah, and then as we see, Lord Elrond...
Comes in,
Saruman. It's like all of a sudden,
it's like back up.
And this is our first time ever seeing... Well, I mean, Saruman we kind of seen do some action in the
You see
Lord
him
of the
fight
Rings.
like Gandalf, but
But
besides that,
he kicked some butt.
Yeah.
He kicked some serious butt. And then, like, Sauron was there.
Yes.
And then
It was.
It's just a scene where you gotta go see.
Yeah.
You gotta
see that one. But anyway, so they fight off them, and then Gandalf he leaves them to go warn Thorin about, as we see in the second one, these like orc armies just marching towards Erebor.
It was
so now it's like a race against time, and Gandalf is trying to get there.
Mm-hmm.
And now we go back to where Bilbo with Bard and Thranduil. Mm-hmm. Gandalf was also there, is why I was going back a little.
I know, I forgot that he ended up being there. But yes,
and Bilbo took the Arkenstone as his 14% of the treasure.
Yes, I thought that was really cool.
And gave it to the people so they could get their treasure back.
That was cool. I know, and then it ends up where Bard and all of them, so pretty much you have the elf army, then you have just a little bit of men, about, how much
I think it was like 100. About 100 is what they said in the movie.
100 strong of men. Mm-hmm. So the elves and the men, they all go up there.
To Erebor.
And they're like, hey, Thorin.
You want to give us our part?
Want to give us our part?
No.
Obviously says no. And then they go like,
well, what about for this?
Arkenstone.
Woo.
And at first, Thorin is in denial, like, oh my goodness, no.
That's not the real Arkenstone. Impossible. It's in this mountain.
It's a trick. And then Bilbo all of a sudden goes like, no.
It's not. And he... What?
What assistant?
Assistant's trying to take your charger.
My charger?
Oh, okay, go.
Oh, go.
Open the door quietly.
It's okay.
What in
the world? What in the world?
So before...
Asking us if they can go inside? What? What?
You never know what's going to happen on this show.
You know what? I'll leave that in.
Leave it in.
I could cut it out, but I'm not going to cut it out.
Take that.
And there she is. Open the door again. Come on, get back. We're waiting on you. The people are waiting on you. Yep, got to plug in your iPhone 4.
It's a 4S. It's a 4S.
Oh, 4S. Excuse me. Yep, plugging in. Come on, we're waiting on you. Ooh, pink. Oh,
okay, thank you.
We got the thumbs up. I think we can continue.
Okay, so
are you moving it too? Come on. Why don't you? Do you want my seat? Here, you can do it right there.
Sit.
Down.
Okay. So as I was saying, when Bilbo gave it to them, Gandalf had told. Shoot, now my mind's gone blank. Thanks a lot, assistant.
No, we were when the Arkenstone. Everyone's like.
So Bilbo managed to slip by Gandalf, Thranduil, and Bard and go back into the mountain without Thorin ever noticing he was missing.
Mm-hmm.
To where he was able to explain to Thorin, no, it's real. I gave it to them. I took that for my part of the treasure.
We know Thorin
was ready to throw him over.
Yeah, ready to just...
If it wasn't for Gandalf saying, you better give me back my burglar, or so help me.
Yeah, I know it.
And then you see the dwarves like quickly rushing Bilbo out, like quick before Thorin kills you again.
And
well, not again, but
I know we know what you mean. And then pretty much, Bard is like, "All right, you want peace or war?" And then we all know this from the trailer. He goes, "War," but we're like, "Wait, but it's just you guys." But all of a sudden, from the horizon,
the dwarves arrive.
Dwarf army.
So Thorin had sent out word that Dragon's dead and I need backup.
It was very, very geeky when I saw a dwarf.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Like, look at that. Oh, so cool, so cool.
And this is really when our battle of 5 armies really begins, because then, maybe seconds later...
Oh, because, all you see is when the dwarves... Because you see when the dwarves come, they have, like, their little argument between the elves and everything.
Yes.
Rawr. But then Gandalf's sitting here like, guys, come on, we got an orc army coming up. Come on.
And then, sure enough, what comes?
Boom. Orc army. And
it was a big one.
Oh, it was huge. It's just pretty much right when the orc army comes, it's game on.
Oh yeah, ever since that moment, it's like
on. And see, I think one of my favorite parts still from the battle is the very beginning, because when the orcs come, dwarves.
I know exactly what part you're talking
about. The dwarves like, oh, okay. So the
dwarves start rushing to get in their positions.
There's these 2 giant lines of dwarves coming up, and they're running up to defend this like front line.
They have like almost like a barricade of shields. And then Bilbo looks back and he's like, "Are the elves not gonna help?"
And then see the dwarves form this like turtle shell kind of thing. And then, as Bilbo says, like, are the elves going to help? And then all of a sudden, elves are flying over them.
The way they like jump over the dwarves and like twist their swords, it was amazing.
Oh my goodness! I was just like, ah!
I know, I'm like,
it was awesome. Oh my goodness,
it was
fantastic.
So cool.
I mean, I probably screamed like a little girl. And then you know who you are, and you were sitting there laughing at me. But hey, it's all good. It's all good. And I didn't cry.
But anyway, so we see all this happening, and now the true battle has begun. But the thing is, Thorin refuses to come out of the mountain.
Yes. Oh, I wanted to slap him.
So all the dwarves are mad at him. Like, are we supposed to let our people just
because
die?
The dwarves are being. I mean, because we'll go on and tell you. I mean, the dwarves are being slaughtered.
Yeah, they're not doing so well.
A lot. I mean, because a lot of people. Even the elves were getting kind of slaughtered.
Yeah. The battle did not start in their favor.
No. And I mean, in the trailer, you can tell there's quite a few parts that have been cut from this movie. Mm-hmm. I don't know why, so to speak.
I mean, we still have the extended edition coming, so it could have been from the extended edition, or it could... Like, in the first trailer, if you notice, or the second trailer, if you notice, there's this scene where, like, Azog jumps up on this rock. Yes. But it's not in there, or the extended edition.
Yeah. And then, see, like, a scene from this one is, we all know, is when all the arrows from the elves are released. You see all of them. That's not in the movie.
Yeah, it's not in the movie.
All of a sudden, you're like, hey, whoa, where's that part? And see, I think there's a lot of stuff that was cut. Was it still a great movie?
It was amazing.
Oh, my goodness. You don't even need that stuff, but hey. We want that stuff.
Yeah,
we want it, Peter Jackson. Like couple real soon. Come on.
Extended edition.
Really fast, buddy. I'm waiting for this giant 6-pack. But pretty much from that point, it's just game on. Battle time.
Everybody's like swarming from all different directions, and then you have Azog like commanding the army from this like giant watchtower off in the distance. I think it was to the left of Dale.
Well,
hold on.
Oh. Thought it was to the right.
Wait,
hold on.
It's to the right. Oh, you're right. It is right.
Say aye! Look at that. It's to the right. I was finally right for once.
Yes. Okay, so it was off to the right, and he's up in this like giant tower, like giving.
Yeah, it's to the right.
Yeah.
Right?
No, because see this.
No, look. Okay, you have Erebor. Okay.
If you're looking this way from Dale. Oh, no, hold on. Look. No.
If you're looking this way from Erebor.
No. If you're in Dale, it's to the left.
If you're in Dale, it's to the left. Oh my goodness. But if you're from Erebor, it's to the right. Goodness gracious me. I can't get a word. I need my water. You know what? I don't care. You see these people? See, I can't show this drink because it's pretty good though.
Certain person won't let him have it.
Wow. You want me to die, don't you? Want me to die? Why don't we just show it on film? Hey, you just want me to die. It's not what you think. It's a thing filled with water. Cam is just trying to get me.
It's just the bottle.
It's just the bottle. Yes. Okay, where were we? Battle.
It's to the left.
Okay. If you're from Dale, to the left.
If you're
from Erebor, to the right. To the right. That's what I was trying to get. Okay.
Okay, so we made that accomplished.
Yeah, to the right.
Anyway, so we have our armies fighting, and now the men have joined in on the battle.
Yes. Oh, that's cool.
Because they're defending Dale now. And
see, pretty much when the battle kicks off, the elves and the dwarves and the men are pretty much all in the same spot.
Yeah, they're all in like this field in between like Erebor and Dale. So they're all like right here, and the men are defending Dale because that's where all the women and children are.
Yep. So pretty much when the battle kicks off, men kick it off to the city. And then the elves, I felt the elves were kind of a little.
They were kind of like a little everywhere. They were in the field. They were in Dale.
And then they kind of more towards the city.
Yeah, towards like the middle of the battle, they had almost like moved their forces to Dale.
They pretty much and then pretty much was about a little more than halfway through the battle. Thorin is still sitting in there,
and all the dwarves, like Killy in particular, is getting.
Oh, they're getting mad. But then finally, after sitting there, Thorin
finally understands what's been going on.
Yeah.
He realized he's had dragon sickness.
Mm-hmm. He realized what he's done.
Yeah, so he decides, you know what, let's get out there and let's help them.
We need to go help. And then next thing you know is when this happens, all the rest of the dwarves are almost surrounded. All of them just get ready to be slaughtered.
And then they start rallying to the keep.
Yep, and then all of a sudden, boom! There's Thorin and all of his men. They break through the front gate of Erebor, and then it's game on from there.
Yeah, so they're all fighting. You know, the one thing we've not brought up is where Taddeo and Legolas are.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. See, there's so much going on in this movie.
Yeah, there's a lot. It's amazing.
I mean, it's a quick scene, but
so basically, Taddeo and Legolas go to this.
This is
fortress.
before the
This is like almost during the battle.
Almost during the battle. All right, this is a little earlier.
And they find out that there's a second wave.
Second army coming up.
Of orcs.
And led by Bog. Oh my goodness.
So
Which was actually pretty cool.
Yeah, it was. Oh my gosh, with the bats, that was awesome.
Yeah, so the bats were pretty cool. So Legolas and Tauriel are there. They're like, oh my goodness!
Anyway, so
Second army.
They go to warn the others.
Yes.
And when they arrive, the battle has already begun, and.
So yeah, so once Tauriel and Legolas kind of kick. Well, I mean, they're heading towards the way back.
Yeah.
Which, when they're heading back, Thorin, Killy, Philly, the name slipped. Who else went with them? Dwalin. Oh my goodness, can't even remember his name. Okay, so during the battle, Thorin takes his best men to go take out the Pale Orc.
Azog.
Yep. So they go up into the right tower.
Left.
To go kill him. Alright, so pretty much Thorin's like, alright, we need to go.
Like, the only way we're going to win is if we take out Azog, because he's commanding them.
In the words of Gandalf, to cut the head off the snake?
Yes.
Yes.
To cut the head off the snake.
Yes, so then they got to go do that. So Thorin takes his best men and goes up there to go and try to kill him.
Alright, and when they get up there, I'm like panicking the whole time because we've read the book. So obviously we know what's going to happen, but in the movie it's different. So I'm panicking the whole time, afraid of when certain things gonna happen.
Yep.
So anyway, they get up there, they start taking out these legions of orcs and goblins even.
Goblins.
And so they're doing all that, and Thorin sends Billy and Killy
to go
scout ahead.
And see, they don't know the second army's coming.
No.
And
it's coming from the north, which would
where they are in the right tower.
Left.
So Bilbo is like, oh my goodness, he's down in the town because no one else is going up there to go warn them. Bilbo's like, oh my goodness, I need to go warn him. Gandalf, let me go.
And Gandalf is the whole time like, you'll never make it. You'll be seen. It's not going to work.
And Bilbo's like, no.
I have it. And runs off, slips behind the corner, slips on the ring, and goes.
Books it. And then pretty much short and sweet up there. When Bilbo gets up there, it's not pretty.
No, he basically tells them about the army coming, and then Thorn is starting to realize...
Oh my goodness, I just sent Philly and Killy over there.
Yeah. So, I don't know, should we tell them how they...
I'm not going to say how it happens, I'm just going to tell them what happens.
Okay, yeah, we're not going to tell you how it happens, because there was such an amazing... Like, compared to the book where it just says, and Philly and Killy died, Peter Jackson did an amazing job at...
Gave him the honor.
Yeah, he gave them the honor of a good death.
Yeah, but we will say the first one who dies is Philly.
And then
Killy. And then we all know Thorin dies. The Pale Orc. I just always call him Pale Orc. But he ends up dying.
Yes, he also dies.
Thorin and them pretty much kill each other.
Yeah, it was one of those things where like, if you wanted to kill him, you had to kill yourself.
So so that was that kind of deal. And when Thorin was still alive just a little bit, talked to Bilbo.
He got to become friends with Bilbo again.
They were truly...
They made up.
Yeah.
And then... Well, the battle was almost won because the Eagles...
The fifth army of eagles and just Radagast.
Yeah,
who else?
Farron.
Yes.
It was just amazing to see
Amazing.
all of them come in.
Yeah, because they swoop in to help the North, where the Second Army was coming. They pretty much wiped that out.
Them out like in
a second.
Like what took everybody so long to fight this one army with the Eagles, there was nothing.
When in doubt,
call the Eagles.
Call the Eagles. That's all you need. All you need is the Eagles. Eagles will always do it. But, so, pretty much there, we see Thorin die.
The battle's won, basically.
We get to see emotional cry from Bilbo.
And then it's, the battle's won. And then, Bilbo tries to go home without having to say goodbye, because I guess it'd just be too much for him. He was going to try to just sneak away and do it that way. All the doors are right there, so he said his goodbye. Yeah. And then him and Gandalf started their trip back to the Shire.
So we ended up getting back to the Shire. Gandalf and Bilbo part ways, say their goodbyes to each other. And then, which I like, should we go on and tell them what happens?
I don't know. I think
that's what you should discover for yourself.
You have to just see the ending.
Yeah.
However, I completely called the ending 100%.
She called the ending, and the ending is just such a heart warmer.
It was...
Makes you want to go home and watch a certain other 3 films. Just saying. It's how it kind of ends. I would not change the ending.
Not one bit.
Not one bit.
It was
fantastic ending to a trilogy. So,
to rate this movie, we're going to do our scale from 1 to 10, 10 being the best, 1 being the least.
Sorry. I wasn't laughing at you.
Assistant?
Yeah, assistant. Yeah. So, let's rate it.
So, on, and what are you going to rate it?
No, ladies first. Director.
Gee, thanks. Okay, I think I would rate this one a 10. I absolutely loved everything about the movie. It was amazing.
Fantastic.
It was, this is where my journey began and ended. It was amazing.
And for me, see, I give it a 9.5. The reason why it lost 0.5 is because during the film, which I know we're going to get more extended stuff with this.
So he might change his mind.
So I know I'm going to change it to a 10. I mean, I'd call it a 10 right now. But the thing is, why? Is because, like with Tariel, how it kind of ends with her, it's very abrupt. You're like, wait, what? And then same thing with kind of the council who saved Gandalf and everything. It's kind of like...
But see, it's...
I know. It kind of leads into the Lord of the Rings, but still it's like very... boom, okay, we're done.
We also have the extended edition, which...
I think it's going to show more. But once the extended... See, right now I'm just in denial. I just want more.
We do.
It's a 10.
You should have seen us at the end. Alright, so the whole time I'm bawling through the movie. He like he said, he had to stay strong.
Oh, yeah.
I'm bawling. When we get home, we're both just like...
Yep. On the floor, crying and everything. Picture right now. And then, yes, that's us. That's
just us laying on the floor.
That's us. It was depressing.
We were so depressed. Like, we probably stayed up till... How long were we up?
You're up late that night.
Yeah, I think we were up till like 2 or 3, just laying there. Like...
I guess why, I mean, for you it's very much like, and then like, see, my emotional side was, I mean, yes, because people died that I very cared about, but it was more of a childhood thing for me, because I grew up with the Lord of the Rings, because I saw the 2 Towers in theaters, the Return of the King in theaters. The only one I didn't get to see in theaters was The Fellowship. But it was just... When I was just sitting there in theaters and saw WB come up, I was like, oh, wow, my journey is about to end.
I know.
And then we got home, and I was like, you really sunk in? I was like, crap.
It's over.
It's over. There goes one part of your childhood.
Well, the whole time, I was bawling through the movies because, like, as soon as the WB come up, all my eyes just started watering. I'm like, oh.
I know, because it was just, that's why I was very emotional, because that's my childhood that ended. Because I remember going over to our grandparents and watching Lord of the Rings over and over and over.
See, I didn't get to see the Lord of the Rings or the Hobbit till the first Hobbit came to theaters, and I didn't even know what I was going to see. My mom just asked me, she was like, "Hey, you want to go see a movie?" And I was like, "Sure."
And see, I've always been a big fan of all this, and I've never really talked about it with
I know.
her.
He wanted to torture me because he didn't want to share this wonderful thing with me.
Oops.
But so I go sit in theaters, and I'm like, my mouth honestly dropped, and I'm like, what is this?
This is fantastic.
Yeah, this is amazing. And come to find that there were these Lord of the Rings that went along with it. And I was like, oh, I must watch them.
You must.
And so I watched all of them and loved them. So my journey began with Bilbo and ended with Bilbo.
Yeah, for me it started with
Frodo
and ended with Bilbo. Yeah, but it was a very emotional journey that was great. Glad I could end it with you, Cam.
Glad I could end it with you too, Tad.
Yup, and you two assistant sitting there. Yep.
She was in our group.
Sitting over there. But it was a very... See, to me, I agree with the defining chapter that they said, because...
Yes, I do too.
It's one good last look at Middle-earth, because if you truly look at it right now... That's it.
The last look.
That is truly your last bit and taste of Middle-earth. For good. That's it.
It's really sad to think about.
I mean, yeah, we have extended editions to look for, but this is your last chance to go and see it in theaters. And then it's
gone.
It's gone. It's done.
Okay, well, now I have a question for you.
Yep, what's your question?
Out of all the Hobbits in Lord of the Rings, if you were to pick one movie as your favorite, and I know this is like a really hard question to ask.
I hate you.
But if you had to choose one.
I mean, I already knew mine. I mean, I love them all so dear. It's hard to choose. I would say one, saga, but mine is Return of the King. I think that will always, because that's the one I always watched.
Like over and over and over.
Return of the King for me. And for you?
For me,
I think I already know.
Yeah, you probably do. Yeah. It's like I love them all, and it's so hard to choose.
Oh, that's an A.
But mine would definitely have to be the Battle of the Five Armies, because I absolutely loved it. I mean, no matter how sad and depressing it was an amazing film, and I loved everything about it.
So
yeah.
That wraps up that.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah. So that was episode 2.
That was episode 2 of
That was
Geek
episode
News.
2.
And sorry about the not being able to do a halftime game. We will try to do it either in its own separate video or put it in episode 3. But keep watching the channel, and we'll be doing an episode hopefully every month.
Yep.
That's the plan. So I guess this is goodbye.
Bye. Until next month.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.